what we said, like 2 to 6 hours. Okay, that's that, and then transition. And transition again is the hardest part, but the shortest part. Anywhere from like 30 minutes to 2 or 3 hours is transition. And this is when you're having a contraction. And you see how these contractions are like rounded, because they go up and they rise and they fall. The transition contractions, a lot of times they'll go up and they might peak again. They kind of stay up for a little while, like they're longer, and then they come back down. And there's not a whole lot of time in between. So sometimes we'll say our contractions are on top of each other, which means one contraction ends and immediately there's another one starting. But again, this is the shortest labor. Those are the contractions that are really producing the baby. You know the baby's coming out soon, because those are the contractions that are really, really making progress. A lot of times it's more at the duration of a contraction more than it is how far in between. Like if a contraction is lasting a minute to a minute and a half, those are the ones that you know are making a difference. And they can still be 5 or 6 minutes in between. So it's more at looking at the duration of a contraction even more than it is how far apart they are. So that's what transition looks like. Second stage then is the pushing and the delivery of the baby. And here you will be getting, once you're fully dilated, once you get to 10 centimeters, your body is actually going to take somewhat of a break, because now you're no longer, your dilation is done. So there's no longer the stretching and going on. So it's going to give you more of a break. You're going to have a time to gear up to push, because they might be further apart again. Your contractions, even though they're there and they're still strong, they give you a break in between, because it's not actually, the dilation is complete. So that's not having to do that anymore. Now it's just bringing down the baby. So most women actually enjoy the pushing stage, because now they can work with the contractions. There's something to put your effort into. And you have these longer breaks. So it's not, and when you have a contraction, you're not really just concentrating on the contraction, you're now concentrating on pushing. And that's when you find that women become alive again during the pushing stage. Between pushes, they're talking. They're like, joking, even sometimes joking around or something, because there's more of a break there. And it's just about producing the baby now. And then the third stage is the delivery of the placenta. And when I don't have my baby set out here. And that part, the delivery of the placenta, after the baby is born, and this is on your birth plan too. Are you going to want the cord to be cut immediately, or do you want the cord to stay attached until it's done pulsating? Because if you do wait till it's done pulsating, see the placenta still has blood in it. Blood that belongs to the baby, actually. If you cut the cord immediately, the baby doesn't get all the blood that is allotted to it, because it'll stay in the placenta. So if you wait to cut the cord until it's done pulsating, until there's like no heartbeat in it anymore, that's when you know that all the blood that has been allotted to the baby is actually in the baby. So if you cut it before, I think they say the baby only gets like 2/3 of the blood that is actually for the baby if you cut immediately. So I would encourage you, if there's no like danger or anything, like if you're not hemorrhaging or anything like that, it is best for the baby to wait until the cord is done pulsating. So in this time, the placenta could still be in you, and the baby is still attached to the cord. You're holding the baby. Now is a really good time to breastfeed the baby, because when the baby breastfeeds, it's going to cause uterine contractions again, which is what's going to expel the placenta. So it's actually a very gentle way to expel the placenta, rather than having the caregiver tugging and pulling on it, which you really don't want to do that. And again, if there's no hemorrhaging going on and no danger, there's really no reason why that placenta needs to come out right away. It can be there for 20 minutes. It really doesn't. It's not going to harm anything. and it's actually good because it can come out by itself. But that's when breastfeeding, taking the baby to the breast in that time. So that would be a reason why you want to keep the baby with you and not let them take the baby away. Because the baby's on your skin is going to cause your uterus to contract. And those contractions is what's going to bring out the placenta. And the placenta is such an easy delivery. Most women are like, but sometimes you'll have to push again to do, for the placenta to come out. You're going to have to give a couple pushes, and you're going to feel like, oh my word, am I going to push again? I just had the baby, because you're thinking of what it felt like when you pushed out the baby. It doesn't feel like that at all, because the placenta is just mush. I mean, it has no bones. There's no hardness. So you do feel the placenta coming out, but it's just like, oh, it's just soft and mushy, and it's like not hard. It doesn't hurt at all. It just feels funny because there's this big blob coming out. But it's no hurt. No, it doesn't. It just was like, oh man, that felt weird. But it doesn't hurt at all. So don't at all be like, oh, don't feel like doing this. This is going to hurt. It doesn't. It doesn't. And you understand when it happens, that you'll be like, oh, that just was like weird. It just feels funny. So yeah, and dads, if you're planning on cutting the cord, let them know that, and they'll probably, your care provider will probably ask you, are you going to want to cut the cord? I mean, maybe you guys even want to catch the babies, and you can let them know if you do. And cutting the cord is definitely a really neat experience. But the cord is tough, so it's not going to just be like a snip. It's going to be like, ooh, like, just really, because it's really a tough cord. And so it takes a little bit of muscle to get it cut, but it's so cool. So those are the 3 stages of labor. So the first stage, the transition and birth, and then the delivery. First stage all the way to birth, and then birth is the second stage, and the third stage is delivery of the placenta. And then after the delivery of the placenta, they will be checking if you need stitches, if you've torn it off. So at this point, they'll give you anesthesia. If you did tear it on, they have to stitch you up. They'll give you anesthesia, and you really won't feel. I mean, you'll feel the injection of the anesthesia. It's kind of like the dentist when they go to pull a tooth or like when they want to fill a tooth, the anesthesia they give you kind of feels like that, but in your bottom. So it's just a little prick, and then you don't feel the stitching at all. See what something I was going to talk about for that. Oh, something that another thing you want to make a note of in your mind. After having a baby, it is not unusual at all if you start shaking, like really shaking, like your whole body just quivers and shakes. And sometimes moms are like, am I okay? Like, this is really weird. It is all normal. It is totally normal. It's such a, okay, you've been pregnant for 9 months, and all of a sudden you're not pregnant at all. So it's your body, the hormones kind of going back to, or like that state of shock that something has so changed in my body. So you just like, the tip to that is let yourself shake. Don't try to stop it. Your natural reaction is to like, try to make yourself stop. Don't. Because if you do, if you like try to just stop it, you're going to end up being really sore. But if you let yourself just go, just like, oh, okay, just let yourself shake, you won't have the tenseness of your muscles the next couple of days. Sometimes moms, after delivering, the next day they'll be like, oh my word, I'm so sore. You've just done a really big workout. But some of the soreness can be prevented by just allowing yourself to shake. It's all normal. After you're all stitched up, we bring you warm blankets, and that just feels really cozy and nice and stuff. But yeah, don't worry about the shakes. It's a normal thing. Also, after the delivery of the placenta, most people think, oh, now this is all done, everything's all okay. It is, but you know what? They're going to come and push on your stomach to make sure there's no blood clots, make sure the uterus, they're checking the fundus, making sure everything feels normal. That's going to be a bit uncomfortable. And I'm just telling you that up front because some moms will be like, nobody told me about this, and this was like not pleasant at all. They do it to everyone. It doesn't mean there's anything broken, anything wrong, but they will come and push on your stomach, kind of massage it. And you can grab onto their hands and just, or try to relax, whatever you need to do, but it is part of the procedure. Everybody gets it done. So I just want to make sure that you're not like, nobody told me that this is going to happen. So there is a whole procedure. Even after the baby is born, there are still things that you're going to, if there's stitching that needs to be done, there's going to be the stitching, there's going to be the pushing on your stomach kind of thing. But then after that, it's pretty much all done, and you can just enjoy the baby. And at this time, the baby's going to be gone off. The baby's going to be having some checkups done and stuff. And then the baby's going to be going off to sleep because the baby was working really hard too, and that's going to be, the baby's going to be going into a deep sleep after that, after a couple hours after being born. And then that's when you're going to want to prepare yourself to sleep too, and try to get everybody to sleep at that point that you can while the baby is sleeping. And daddies, it's a good time for you to just settle down and sleep too. So I would suggest not having a lot of company right after the baby. Focus on your family. Focus on the three of you. I know your family's going to probably want to come right away and see the baby. And if you want them to, that's fine. Kind of maybe say, give them a limit. Just come and just, don't stay long. But it's going to be really important that when the baby falls asleep, that your mommies fall asleep too. Because you're going to have some sleepless nights for a while. So sleep when the baby sleeps. The preliminary labor, the early labor, can happen anywhere between 38 to 42 weeks. They say 40 weeks. 42 really is not, that's still, it's not unusual to go 2 weeks late. That's not a big deal, and that's still normal. Labor can begin any time. Nobody really knows when the baby's going to come. But most important, just trust your body and trust the baby that your body is fearfully and wonderfully made, and it really has been made to birth babies. So it's just trust in that, trust in the leading of your body and all that. Okay, I think in your papers we're going to have some more things to fill in here. Okay, the early stages of labor. There is some effacement. And again, the effacement is a thinning of the cervix. Like it could be like, 3 to 4 centimeters. Like think of it as like getting shorter and shorter and shorter. So it's 100% effaced, where it's completely gone. B is little or no dilation. All those things happen in the very beginning of labor. Then C, contractions, irregular. In the beginning, they can be very irregular. They lack definite peaks. There's no like going up and peaking and rising and coming back down. Not the rising and falling. They're just going to be evening out. Number 3, they last 20 to 30 seconds every 5 to 20 minutes. And then D, the duration is 0 hours to several days. The early stages of labor can last for days. Many women never realize that they go through this phase. And G, soaking will help determine if there's really labor. Especially if you're really tired, soaking may cause contractions to stop long enough for you to rest, which is a good idea. And H is relax, sleep, etc. Conserve energy. Just make sure you stir up the energy for when you really are going through labor. In the beginning of labor, don't try to get it really going. Just relax. The time will come when you can then be walking and moving around and get it going. But in the early labor, you don't know how long that's going to last, so you don't want to be worn out by the time that you actually start active labor. In the beginning, just putz around the house, nothing strenuous, just kind of do your thing, just relax, rest, there's no hurry. At this point, the husband's role is, 1, be sure your wife can reach you. And number 2, rest and do normal life. Number 3, Encourage her to eat fresh fruits and veggies and drink water and raspberry tea. So you guys are there to encourage her to do those right things. Okay, honey. Drink, keep drinking and bring her snacks, bring her some healthy snacks, keep her energy level up. Give her a back rub, foot or leg massage, or whatever relaxes her. We're focusing on relaxing. Okay, the next part 2 is things to fill in, but I have things to take about to pack in your birth bag. And I have a bag, and I'm going to let you girls, maybe you girls can sit together somewhere, and you can pull out an item at a time, and we'll talk about why we're packing that. Well, I'll let you
close.
So you can help each other, take turns pulling out an item, and we'll talk about each item that you're bringing out. These are the things that you're going to want to pack in your bag to take along to the hospital. Pizza.
Chlorophyll.
I don't think a pizza's a good idea. Chlorophyll. Why do we want to take chlorophyll along to the hospital?
Iron.
What does chlorophyll? It's going to keep your iron level up, plus it gives you the oxygen that you need.
Oh.
And remember, it's for the blood, your blood, what does that do? If you have if your iron is up, you're getting the oxygen, it's going to cause less bleeding after the baby. So this is a good time, even during labor, be taking some chlorophyll.
Kind of funny, isn't it?
Do you like the taste, Judy?
I really don't mind it
You
at
don't
all.
mind, yeah.
I mean, compare the blackstrap.
Really? Okay.
So
Okay. Good.
I don't
I've
mind.
been taking it too. I love, because,
I put it with some orange juice. And it really
that's a good idea. I think the thing that bothers me is the color.
But
it
it
turns
looks
orange
a
juice.
lot worse than it is.
Right, exactly, because it even turns orange juice green.
Everything.
So if it would
looks
be so green, I don't think it would bother me, but it just turns everything I put it in totally green, so I just have to drink it without thinking about it. But yeah, you're going to want to drink this during labor, just for those reasons. Your own pillow. And why do you think taking your own pillow along to the hospital is a good idea?
Help you relax.
Yes, your own smell. It's something that you're, that you're comfortable with. It's something that is mine. And there's nothing better than your own pillow when you're away, because maybe the hospital pillows are crappy. A lot of times they are, actually. They're thin and they're just like kind of crappy. So take your own pillow. Next.
Exercise bar.
That's actually too. I mean, it's not that you have to take those, but it's like a bar,
Energy bar.
an energy bar,
Okay.
like a granola bar, energy bar, anything like snacks. I have some ideas here for as far as snacks. And nutritious snacks for both mom and dad. Fruits, veggies, whole grain muffins, raw almonds, trail mix. You can take food along. You can eat at the hospital. They won't serve you food, but you may eat. It's just something you don't talk about. You can eat, but you just don't talk about it. They'll just kind of close their eyes to the fact that you're eating. Because at the hospitals, they were like not allowed to serve you food during labor, but you need it to. Because does anybody run a marathon without making sure that they're fueled up for it? Same way with labor. You don't want to be at the end of labor pushing and you're totally empty without energy. So take healthy things and be drinking lots of water. With some chlorophyll. Your bathroom. Yeah, take that because you might not want it. I mean, you might not exactly have to have it for during labor, but you're going to want it afterward. During labor, you can just kind of wear whatever. I mean, they'll give you a gown to put on when you come to the hospital. You don't have to wear a gown if you don't want to.
I was going to say, what do you, when you're in actual labor, what are you wearing at that time?
That is completely up to you.
Okay.
They will give you a gown that's open in the back.
You don't have to wear it.
You don't have to wear it. You can take your own things. You can take a nice T-shirt till the end of the labor. Girls, don't let this freak you out, but till the end, you'll probably be naked, and it's totally fine. Because till the end, you're just like ripping your clothes off because you're hot and you're just like, and it's really the best way to be because when you have the baby, skin to skin is perfect. Because that's what you're going to be ripping stuff off anyway. It's just, it's cute when you see women that are wearing stuff, all of a sudden they're just ripping it off. So it's really okay. Don't let that, don't think that anybody's be freaked out by that, because we're not.
Pretty much anything that's easy to take off is what you want to
Exactly, exactly. So just even a comfy t-shirt is actually a really good idea. Because if you want your own thing stuff, take that. If not, the gowns work, but yeah. Oh, actually, the gowns kind of are a good idea because we're nothing, so that we can have access to your back, to like massaging your back and rubbing your back. So at that point, we can work with anything, whatever.
I even seen like swimwear, like the sports bras, whatever.
Yeah, that's actually a really good idea. A sports bra and just because after a while you're taking your underwear off because you know what, you're going to be birthing your baby. So just a sports bra is perfect. Okay. Yeah. Absolutely. And if you get in the water, the sports bra is wonderful in the, for the water then. So, yeah, that's actually a really good idea. Next. Apple. And again, it goes with fruits and veggies and, yeah, nutritious food. Your camera, yes. And do a camera without a flash because the flash hurts the baby's eyes.
Can you bring laptops like in the room?
Absolutely, you can bring any of your things along that you want.
Yeah. I guess they have wireless.
Yeah. Yeah. If you need Wi-Fi, they'll probably give you their pass, password for Wi-Fi. Yeah. No, you can totally bring your laptop. Yeah. But if your cameras are great, if you want a video or whatever, and a lot of times I do that. Like if you want me to take pictures at that point, I can, because it's kind of a thing, unless you point it to someone, it really gets forgotten because everybody gets caught up in the moment, and it's busy at that time. It's like, oh, we forgot to take pictures, So you might want to designate that to someone to make sure that gets covered. But yeah, no flash, just to protect the baby's eyes. Okay. Socks. 3 pairs of socks. And why socks? Because you know what, your feet, you might be walking the hallways just in your socks. Well, take slippers along too is a good idea. But the socks, your feet get cold during transition, especially. Your feet are often cold, and you want socks. And you want 3 pair because sometimes a pair gets wet. What if you break your water right in the middle of like walking down the hallway and they make it all wet? Or just other reasons too. So yeah, make sure you have nice cozy fuzzy socks that'll be comfy. Okay. It has something written on it.
Fruit juice.
Yeah, unsweetened 100% fruit juice. Just take some drinks along just to keep your energy level up. And unsweetened 100%. Toothpaste and toothbrush, right, exactly. And that, mom and dad, you both take your toothpaste and toothbrush, especially for the dads. And I always take one along too because guess what? What if you ate a hoagie for lunch and you're helping her breathe, you're right in her face? That is something women hate because your smells are so intact. Your smells are like you smell everything. And so you're like, ugh, don't breathe in my face, when you're smelling onions or whatever. So make sure you brush your teeth. That is for music and your iPod with an iPod dock or whatever you want for music with your relaxation music.
Guitar.
There you go. Perfect. Do you play guitar?
No.
No? Yeah. You can start. You can practice till then. Yeah. Your music. There's probably still a few things in there.
Mama Bee body oil.
Body lotion. Yeah. Your good smelling body lotion. Rather
for the
oil
baby or for us?
For you. Yeah. For massages.
Okay.
I prefer oil over lotion because oil It's easier to rub. Lotion, you soon dries out and you can apply more. Oil just like is really good for massaging because it gets you can just slide your fingers easier. Dad, so we're always like covering our hands and rubbing feet and rubbing hands and the massages. The oil is wonderful. Make sure you get something that smells good. Like a massaging oil. Either smells good or has no smell. Just make sure it's not something that you don't like, you know. Chapstick, and I know, Jody, you're big on your chapstick. That is actually something you don't want to forget, again, is chapstick. Your lips dry out from all the breathing, your open mouth, so we're constantly applying chapstick just to keep, to prevent chapped lips, because they do happen. They really do with all the breathing and all the, so we're, always applying chapstick. Those are just signifying comfy clothes.
Oh,
make sure you just like sweatpants and stuff. Make sure they're comfortable, because after the baby, you just want to be in comfy stuff. Don't take jeans. Yes, your spray. If you end up getting that kind of spray for your bottom, is great. And that's even something. It's from Young Living oil. It's actually quite expensive. A bottle like that costs like $60. But you don't use a lot of it. You don't have to, because it's oils and it goes far. But it's great for the perineum before, to keep it like lubricated, to keep it from so you won't tear. And then of course it's great for after.
So start using it before.
Just to keep it, spray yourself a few times, just to keep to keep it soft and to keep so it stretches good and all that. Yeah, absolutely. And then for after, it's a really good healing. Nice thing. Is there anything else in there? I think that might be something that I don't have in there is a night light. Write down a night light, because the bathroom, sometimes in the bathroom, the lights are either too bright or too dark, because you don't want the bright lights on, but then when you turn them off, they're kind of dark. So a night light for the bathroom is great. So when you're in labor, you really don't want anything to be real dark. Real bright. Sorry, you just don't want the brightness. You want it to be dim lights, and just. If any of you ladies want me to order some of that for you, I totally can. Just let me know if you want me to place it with my order. Okay, now we have some more things. Okay, any questions about any of that? That all is very self-explanatory. It has different oils in there.
Well, the tea tree oil, eucalyptus.
There probably is tea tree oil in there as well.
Tea tree oil is amazing.
Yeah, it is. Very healing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Does it have lavender in too?
Yes. Chamomile flower oil.
My daughter used
Coconut
that,
oil.
and she loved it.
Yeah, that's nice.
I think I had talked about that when she had run out. She's like, Mom, I really need to have some more, because she said she felt herself healing from the inside out.
Yeah. Oh, I believe it.
Yeah, it smells awesome. Even that chlorophyll, I've never had that smell before.
Okay.
Like a lot of the standard processed vitamins have alfalfa in them, especially the ones for get the people off the psychotropic drugs because of the minerals.
Okay.
It helps the parasympathetic, sympathetic nervous system balance. But they have Prozac in it, all that, the Paxil and all that stuff. You give them, which is almost 100% alfalfa because of the minerals in it, organically bound minerals from standard process, depending on the amount that's needed. But they're often in
That's all this is
maybe
alfalfa.
2 to 3 weeks. Okay. Alfalfa is amazing.
Yeah.
It is. It really is.
It's phenomenal. And that whole thing is just alfalfa. That just blew me away just now. It's kind of neat.
The
Good stuff.
Yeah.
The minerals that are in there are awesome.
Yeah, it is. It is really good stuff. It really, absolutely. And it's an iron that that doesn't make you constipated.
Yeah.
Like other irons, like when you take iron pills or whatever, you'll end up being constipated a lot of times, and this doesn't.
That's the way that Floridex I told you about it.
Oh, yeah.
Non-constipating.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
It's all herbs.
Yeah. Great.
Good stuff. Especially when you're pregnant.
Yeah.
All those little things help.
Absolutely. Oh my
Absolutely,
goodness.
right.
Yeah.
Helps us too.
Yeah.
Keep them happy.
Always. always, yeah. So I think especially like for after having your baby, you know how, I mean, you're going to find out then that you're not going to, you probably won't have a bowel movement for a couple of days after the baby because you cleaned out so much before. And just your body's just taking up all, you know, all the nutrients, so there's not going to be waste. Besides, it's really a good thing because especially if you have stitches, they will heal better if you don't have, you know, if you're not pushing and you're not contaminating with anything. So you really won't have a bowel movement probably until maybe the third or fourth day. So you really want to make sure you take something that will keep it loose, so you don't be constipated then when you do go and have to push a lot.
What did I just order? I just ordered something yesterday for that.
Garlic will do that. That garlic that I got?
Oh.
That moves it.
I ordered some to thin the bile and make
Okay.
sure everything is moving, like, to get everything cleaned out.
Okay.
Baby food?
Right.
So I
you
baby food. I have baby food. That's what I
Okay.
want. So I can start taking that, like.
I would think so.
Okay.
Made out of beets.
Yeah,
Yeah,
why not,
beet leaves.
right?
Natural
It's
beet
all
leaves.
natural, so that should be
Okay.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Good. I'll get
Yeah.
that.
It should be. Okay, now we have some more things to fill in here. A, effacement comes to completion. This is when we're getting into the next stage. Early labor, right. Effacement comes into completion. B, dilation to 3 centimeters. Diarrhea, heavy mucus, bloody show. C, contractions. Number 1, contractions increase in intensity. Contractions will draw your attention. Now you're feeling them. You know you're having a contraction, and probably you will have to be like stop and concentrate, or else walk it off. Like it's not gonna. At this point, you probably won't be able to talk through them anymore. There comes a time when you can't talk through contractions. That if somebody's talking, you stop and you can't even finish your sentence because they're grabbing you.
Some people sing through them though.
That's true. That is very true. Good point. Yeah, and I think that's the focus. Right, exactly. And see how her breath, everything, all that, she was getting a good breath as she was singing. So perfect. Hey, go for it, girl.
I won't be doing it.
And that was her whole concentration. So that was, yeah, that's very true. Number 2, they're mild peaks and they're more defined. 3, they last 30 to 40 seconds every 5 to 10 minutes. Duration is 2 to 6 hours. E, you may know this is labor now. F, what to do. Eat light foods, drink water, and raspberry tea. Or your pregnancy tea, either one. Number 2, rest or sleep if it is at night. That allows hormones of labor to build up. You rest or sleep. D, do normal life activities. Just putz around the house time. 4, let it happen. Don't fight it. G, conserve energy. H, you may need to use relaxation techniques with contractions. So here you can start singing. I, remember to breathe. Don't hold your breath when a contraction is coming. Keep breathing. Do not hold your breath. Okay, sorry. I got ahead of myself there. Do not hold your breath. Breathing is important in concentration and relaxation. Develop a pattern in breathing. Parentheses or cleansing breath. Okay, girls, why don't we start right here and just do a cleansing breath for me. Show me what a cleansing breath looks like. Great. That's when you exhale, let it be drawn out. Another one. Wonderful. Yeah, very good. Husband's role at this time. Help your wife with relaxation. How do we talk, guys? To help her with relaxation, how do we talk?
Relax, and I'm not going to
Encouraging.
Encourage, massage.
Exactly.
Talk softly.
Talk softly. Now it's not time to say, go to the bathroom. Make sure your tone of voice is very comforting and soothing. Number 2, remind her to empty her bladder every hour. There is a time to tell her to go to the bathroom, but not in that tone of voice. Say, honey, I think it might be a good time to go empty your bladder again. Remind her to keep an empty bladder so that the baby isn't pushing down on your bladder and keeping it from coming down through. Because if your bladder is full, the baby's going to not be able to push down through. Because it's keeping it back. Right?
Yeah, it's all I can fill out.
That's those muscles that just relax and like, oops, I gotta go right now. Okay, this is the husband's role anyway, so we're good. Number 3, remind her to drink and eat. This is what, keep a good big cup of water there and just keep giving it to her. Just always pick it up and give it to her. Don't wait till she asks, because she probably won't ask for it. Just keep giving it to her, and she'll take it and just drink some. So always, just have it right there with her. 4, hold warm compresses wherever the pain is greatest. The lower back, the abdomen, the thighs, or wherever the pain is the greatest. What I like to do is fill a crock pot with hot water and keep some washcloths in the hot water, as hot as you can stand your hand going in it. So when a contraction is coming, you get one of those nice thick washcloths, wring it out and put it right where, like a lot of times it's like her lower abdomen or her back, and it just feels so good, because the warmth and the moisture causes all those muscles to relax. Just like when you have a stiff neck or something, and you get like a hot, like a water bottle or something like a rice stock, and you put that, the steam, the vapor of hot water is like even better. So that is always something that the women all love. When I come up with this, with a hot washcloth and just put it on there, because it causes all the muscles to relax, and guess what? When they relax, your cervix opens up. There was one mom that actually said, "Oh my goodness, I feel the cervix open up whenever you put that washcloth on my abdomen." She said, "I feel it, my cervix opening," because it causes that relaxation. Remind her to take a cleansing breath at the beginning and end of each contraction. 6, remember to say things that will relax her. Don't keep saying relax. Okay, now we're going to talk about some things to say to a laboring mom. And let's get quick. I'm going to break those things down. Okay, guys, I want you to start thinking a while of some things, and I'm going to run and get a marker. I want you to start thinking of some things and I'm going to write them down. Things that relaxing things.